Hey Steve, just wanted to give you a quick review here from what we went over in our golf lesson. So the first thing that we worked on is I wanted your hands to be coming more around your belt line when you come back so that you weren't taking them directly up and then rolling the club over. Then once we got to the point where you were able to do that, your hands were coming in on the backswing, but as you were doing that, the club was rolling. So the first thing we worked on during the lesson was that I wanted you to be having your body and and your hands going with your body so that the hands would go around the belt line, the club would come back lower, not nearly as much hand motion. And the way we were getting the roll out was trying to have the club face continue to look at the ball as you took the club back. So doing the drill we were doing where you go 1, 2, 3 with the takeaways and then hit the ball, that's what I want you to keep doing to really ingrain in that movement. So club face looks at the ball as the club is being taken away. The club face is not going to roll and start to look at the sky. And I want the club to stay low, or you could have the handle of your hand stay low and be going around your belt line coming back instead of directly up. Now, the other thing that we talked about is where the club bottoms out. And that's what separates the good golfer from the bad golfer. If we can know where the club is going to bottom out every time, then we can always put the ball in a spot where we know that we're going to be successful and we're going to be able to put the face of the club on the back of the ball. So what I was having you do is trying to stay more to your left side in your backswing so that you wouldn't shift off of your initial point and then have to make a shift to come back to it. So I thought what I would do is I would take a video that I have of myself from a practice session that I have. I'm not sure when this is from, but and then just put it next to you so that you can see what I'm talking about. So the upper center of the body, which is somewhere right under our neck, it shouldn't move very much during the swing, and the lower body should start to move more towards the target so that we're being pulled, everything's being pulled towards the target and never shifting away and having to make an extra move to go back to the target. So you'll see as both of us swing back here, I've drawn this line on the outside of the right leg, and you can start to see your right hip pocket come outside of that line when you start. So you've still got a little bit of initial shift to the right, whereas if you're looking at my video over on the left here, you see that I never move outside of that line. If anything, my right hip starts to move away from it. So that's what you're trying to do there. So when I was having you stay more to the left, it looks to me as though your lower body was still shifting slightly to the right, and you were extending your upper body towards the target a bit. Now, that extension towards the target, or it looks in the video kind of like an upper body lean towards the target, that is good. We have to be able to do that without the lower body shifting to the right. So you've got a couple of things working against each other a little bit here. That's probably why you were having a thin shot here and there, but what I'm talking about here as far as what I'm getting very picky about in your movement, it's definitely not bad. I'm just saying that it could be cleaned up a little bit. I would rather that at the top of your backswing, you looked like you were in the position that I'm in over here on the left side of the screen. Now, also, I will say that I'm only hitting half swing shots here. I just wanted you to see what my lower body would move like when I was swinging. So then on the way down, you see that you're doing a very good job. You see that you don't really have to shift any to your left side now. It's just you go ahead and swing through it. And you'll see over on the left that basically I'm doing the same thing. I'm already set on that left foot by the time I get to the top of my backswing, and we just come right back down into the ball. And if you do that, there's a very good chance that you'll hit the ball first every time. So those two things I want you to work on: club face looking at the ball as the club comes away from the ball. Hands are going to stay lower and more around on the backswing while the club face looks at the ball. And then we're going to stay more to our left side in our backswing so that we don't have to have that shift. One last thing that we did go over is with the driver, I do want you to feel like the club is being swung out away from you instead of over to the left of the target coming through. And remember, that's going to create that drawing shot. So, best of luck. Hopefully, you're able to take this and really incorporate it into a practice plan. And hope to see you back soon.